Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit with your boy Sophisticated Jerk. And today, man, I just wanted to review this clip real quick, man. The one with on Anton Daniel's show, Let's Rant About It with Randy Rosario. And there was I know a lot of people were doing reviews on this about the one, I say ghetto ass light skinned chick that was kind of try to apply some pressure to Anton about like, oh, you don't have a roster. Where's your bad chicks at? Because, he was kind of telling her the truth about what she was saying. He was like, hey man, you kind of exposing yourself, what you revealing in your statements. And instead of like kind of pausing, getting her thoughts together and coming back on a better position, she went to the typical like, oh, you ain't got no roster, you ain't got no bad bitches. So let me go ahead and just pull up the clip, man. And of course, I'm gonna break it down throughout the clip, pause it and stuff, and show y'all what I'm talking about. But yeah, light skinned chicks, man. Y'all gotta stop making the light skinned people look bad out here, man. We was starting to make a comeback, and here y'all go fucking it up. First Drake, now y'all like, come on, y'all. But light skinned people, we gotta get it together, man. We trying to come back in like 2027. But all right, let me go ahead and play this clip.
They both already admitted that he hit it already.
She said
We said that.
No,
She said
no. She said that the girl got to be bad.
Yeah.
The guy could be whatever, basically. He already hit.
Why you be thinking
Why do
these
y'all
niggas
care
always get
about what
pussy?
women think?
Why do you think that all these niggas get pussy because you get pussy? These niggas really be out here
I
tricking
don't
and
get
simping.
nothing.
These niggas out here simping as fuck. Let me tell you. I know y'all think y'all know y'all friends, y'all guy friends and shit, but let me tell y'all don't know them niggas. Okay?
I do gotta keep it a buck. She's kind of right. There is a lot of guys sipping and tricking. When guys all get together, everybody starts talking that alpha masculine shit. But majority of these dudes is tricks. And sometimes in their statements, they do start revealing it. When we be like pressing each other, everybody talking shit, it start coming out through what people say. But so she kind of right here, but still, Anton starts getting them a little bit, getting them worked up.
They be laying up, paying bills, and kissing on the neck.
Okay, them niggas be singing the sweet nothings, be sending the weekly allowance without ever even smelling the coochie. Okay,
Absolutely.
It's a few back pages
niggas out here paying for Pete.
Listen. I am up here with a group of godless people. Me personally,
I love God. What's wrong with you?
Me personally,
I don't know who you talk about.
I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost.
This the same nigga that was just talking about Bustos last episode.
I will take off running right now.
I didn't say me. I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Speaking in other tongues as the Spirit of God give utterance. Okay, so it's a little different for me. So I have to endure. Endure is crazy. I have to endure through all of these people up here who has lived alternative lifestyle. So I'm just discovering it.
Alternative
for myself.
Well, I ain't alternative. I'm a tourist.
You are a piece of shit, dog.
You definitely are.
Alternative
lifestyles. Really? What? Come on, let's talk about it.
In fact, let's rant about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's rant about it.
What is you really trying to say right now?
Honestly, like I said, I don't think that these women really have any standards whatsoever. It depends on where they at in their life.
Okay.
During the recession, they would have took anything. You know what I'm saying? Honestly,
That's a fact. Yeah, but most of them don't have no standards, and when they talk, or even when they get mad, and you're gonna see it play out in the video. They expose like what they're aligned with. The thing they try to lash out at you with. It shows like what they, like I said, align with and what they kind of structured around and what they see value in. So watch when he keeps pushing them buttons.
We up now, baby. We getting money.
That's not true in the recession. I was really getting
these bitches should never gave me no money.
During the recession, my business was up.
Yeah, don't let them lie to y'all.
Don't let him lie to you. Okay, he wouldn't even have a bitch he had if he didn't have no money. Let's be clear. If he was broke right now, you would be single.
Hey.
You would not be married. You wouldn't have nobody.
No,
you listen. At the end of the day, we gotta stop trying to make it seem like no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
It's the guys that don't have nothing that get all of the box. The thing about it is that
do you believe that?
No, now that I'm up, y'all don't qualify. That don't matter no more.
Who don't qualify?
See, this is where he got him triggered. But you see how like the first thing she went to was like, if you didn't have like your money and stuff, you wouldn't have no chick, you wouldn't have no wife. Because see, man, that's where she sees the value in herself as just looks. So a lot of times, when we're talking about stuff and our even females, they'll be coming out and they'll be like, why does guys only see us in this aspect? And a lot of time are like just in a sexual manner, are just as beauty objects and stuff. It's because a lot of times females like this, that's what they portray or what they project is nothing but sexuality and stuff like that. So when she's like trying to put it at Anton, I don't know if she, they know Anton's story by now, but Anton been with Rita for a minute, then came up, she built with him. So it's just one of those things. It's kind of stupid to even point that out to him because everybody knows he's been with her for a while. She don't worked up with him and stuff like that. He always bigs her up for the contributions she's made. So, she's just a little trigger where she's gonna start trying to go to the typical like, oh, just because you're successful, you ain't gonna be able to pull no chicks and stuff like that. And what a lot of females don't realize, like, man, there's two worlds out here. So it's like even though you're a pretty girl, you're associated with a lot of like low level dudes and stuff. But there's a lot of like I'll say classy, pretty women that have a totally different standard than what they have. So I think a lot of times people think like just because I accept like a low standard, I'm a rotation chick. It's just like, man, everybody don't have that same standard. Even guys that like that have their stuff together, they're not sitting there chasing every chick because of beauty. Them type of dudes, they're gonna dig a little deeper, man, because they know the problems that females could bring. So when females be like, oh, you guys ain't got the baddest chicks, or you don't got this, it's like, man, people want the complete package. It's like, man, cute, smart, they ain't gonna like mess up stuff, can go the type of chick you could take to a work function and she ain't gonna embarrass you. She ain't in there smoking a Black and Wild, coming there smelling like weed and shit. So it's just like, man, you gotta weigh all these factors and stuff. So like a lot of times they just don't get it, man, because like I said, they ain't going to no establishments like that. They ain't, like I said, dealing with some like lower tier dudes and stuff. And so like what Anton was kind of pointing out in this whole thing is just like a lot of times like a lot of unsuccessful dudes, the pookies and shit, they do get a pick up chicks because that's their whole primary focus, man. Like, guys that are successful, it's like, man, you got to balance stuff. Your whole world doesn't revolve around women and vagina and stuff. So you know how to do everything with limitations and stuff. So a lot of times you just cool with one chick that got her stuff together that adds value to your life. You ain't trying to like have a whole roster of like females and you got to trick out all that bread and stuff. So let me get back to the video, man. I know I was talking a little too much.
It's the guy.
Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all over. Y'all heard the damn song?
Oh, the last thing where he was just like, man, you don't qualify for me, where he's at. And that's a fact. Because a lot of times females be like, because like I said, the dudes that they're around, typically, man, dudes ain't even got $1 in their 401k plan, broke as fuck. Got all the abundance of time to kick it with them and stuff, be tricking. So they think every guy operates like that, but they don't understand like dudes that can pull and got their shit together, they're not infatuated by your beauty. So 9 times out of 10, like if you just sitting there, say like you was in the same room around some of these females and you just hear them talk and they talking like dudes and shit, already you done checked out. You like, hell no, I ain't about to pull this in my life and be dealing with no shit like this. Because like I said, there's a whole group of women that are professional, classy, talk like women, very feminine. Like, man, you're gonna align with them. You like, I ain't got time for this shit. I know where that's gonna lead to. Nothing but problems and drama. But in their mind, it's just like they don't understand. Like guys can already hear them, and they already like pivoting from that shit. So in her mind, she's like, nah, I get all these guys in my typical area or where I'm aligned with that, show me all that attention, but they don't understand that shit low value like a motherfucker.
Trust me.
Who are these people that you're saying?
No, seriously. Like when I was down, y'all would have been the main course. Now y'all could just be sides.
You said that yesterday.
Did you just call me?
Real talk.
It's still not a good analogy.
It's the same thing.
You can't say that.
Why not? Why can't he?
Because it's just not. That don't make any sense. Like, you don't know who you could have. You never even pursued half these women that you even pictured in your fucking dreams. You wouldn't dare do it because you know you're not going to succeed. You feel me? It's a lot of men that sit here and say like who they could have had and who they couldn't have. But honestly, like the proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm like 100%.
I ain't gonna do that.
I ain't gonna cap.
Fellas.
I'm like,
I want to see the roster.
I
want to see who was before who.
Okay, that part.
I want to know who you dated. Show me pictures.
Look how
I can't be something because I can't be your first bad bitch.
I can't be your first bad bitch. I don't want to be.
That's a recipe for disaster.
I don't want to be.
Shit.
Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing.
But you see her reply, man. And man, talking like a cat from the block, man. And that's what I'm saying. They think that shit is cute, but it just shows who you align with, man. You never grew up. You know, because it's like, man, I get it. We all come from certain places and stuff, but it's like eventually, man, you got to like change. So if you think like a roster is the way you prove your value in life, you a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, there's a bigger picture out here. And then, like I said, a lot of times the people that chase their desires the most are the brokest motherfuckers on the planet. So here you got to do like Anton. I think it was about a month ago. He was showing receipts, man. Dude made like 120 something thousand. I think he was saying from like social media that was just the social media stuff. That's not to take into account the other money that he was pulling in that month. So here you got a dude that's like married, family in a great position, millionaire, highly successful in multiple things, pulling in that type of money a month. You think he's worried about a fucking roster? And this is why I'm saying, man, like we'll sit around and we'll be like, the community, what can we do different? But we'll promote the most degenerate shit. We think our value is held by like dudes having a bunch of women. And what I always tell dudes, I'm like, man, that shit seems cute on the surface. Guys getting together. Oh, I got a roster. Look at my bad chicks. The first thing I always ask them, I'm like, man, what's the expense report? And what I mean by that is like, how much that shit costs you? Because like true dudes that got game ain't blowing money like that. But for the most part, when guys always showing pictures of the females that they got around them and stuff, typically, man, they doling out nothing but money. And that's why they feel the need to show everybody, because they got to validate themselves with other guys. But most of the time, guys that are quiet, keep their stuff on the low, those are the ones that got game and they ain't validated by anybody else. So you could tell like the female that was trying to make the whole statement about the roster. Those are the type of dudes that she's with. Dudes that chase validation from other guys, silly motherfuckers, you know, the loud ones that got to be all rah, show out in front of everybody and try to act tough, you know. So that's the crowd she's around. And that's what she's mimicking at this point. She's like projecting those dudes that she's typically around. So what she's pretty much like, oh, you don't got no roster, you ain't got no thing of bad chicks. She's projecting what she is. And that's what I'm saying. She's a roster chick. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't think people like stop and think what they saying. Because it's just like, how would you know that a guy should have a roster and all these bad chicks? What you in somebody else's roster? That's your value, is a roster. That's what you bigging up. Like people should have. It's the dumbest shit ever. But you know, like since people get in that moment, they get emotional, man. They start just spewing shit. The truths that they got to deal with.
You never have to kiss and tell. That's number one. Never qualify.
You just lie.
But secondly, whenever they start to get offended, they'll start to throw insults.
Oh, like you do.
So here's the beautiful thing about it, though. If you know me, which most of y'all do.
No, y'all don't know this man.
If you, yo,
they all be pissed off in the comments. They know who is.
Can I get a?
And real quick, the statement he said, man, you never kiss and tell, and that's the difference. Like I said, a lot of man, you ain't supposed to be showing other people photos and all that stuff. Like, and that's why a lot of females that are pretty that are professional and got quality. They don't mess with a lot of dudes that are loud and stuff like that because they know they be putting everything on blast. They need that validation, showing every damn body, putting their business out there. So, man, dude, bad boys move in silence, man. You got to stay quiet. And so, like I said, a lot of times, like dudes that didn't grow up with getting females or were socially awkward, man, as soon as they get a little bit of attention, they damn near plastering that shit everywhere and stuff because they still got that young mindset. And man, I was just recently, I was watching a debate with Cario and some other guy, and the one dude that Lucario was debating, he was pretty much like, oh man, I got all these receipts, I got all these bad women. And Lucario was trying to tell him, like, he was like, Lucario, where's all your receipts? And oh, I got better looking women than you. And Lucario was like, hey man, I measure the quality of successful women by how they treat me and the respect. Everybody don't pedestalize looks like that. So like what she thinks, like you should be pedestalizing looks, because again, she's around dudes like that just pedestalize looks because they ain't got shit else going for them in life. But dudes that do have game, they're like, nah, I want a quality chick that respects, treats me like a king and all that. And we're good because you don't need the roster to show off for everybody. You're just like, hey, I'm focused on success and I deal with who I deal with. I ain't got to plaster it everywhere. So yeah, I like how he kind of pointed out that point where it's just like, man, you got to move with silence, man. I see too many guys trying to press other people. They damn near want a bad chick just so they could go out there and brag to their friends, but when they go home, that the girl treating them like shit, cussing them out, hand all in their pocket and stuff. So it's like they would rather endure all that motherfucking disrespect versus like get a cute chick that actually is into them, got that desire, and treats them with respect and dignity and all that shit. So it's a weird dynamic, man. So that's why I say, man, get the expense report. Like, how's that shit really look in the house when the camera's off and the photo ain't there and shit, and the dude's in there getting disrespected. She damn near got a side dude that she really go see, the one that she likes. So it's like, man, ain't anybody with common sense trying to do with no damn broads like that.
Round of applause for the bag chasers in the building.
Okay. Why are men clapping?
All right. So now that we got there,
can I get a round of applause for all the cousins in the building?
Woo! Check it out. They want to overtalk me. They want to overtalk me.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I just reverse tricked them into telling on themselves because I'm an advocate for family. See, I've been married for 20 years. I don't have a roster.
Absolutely.
I don't have a roster.
Cream of the crop.
I'm the person. I'm the personification of.
She had that like, oh fuck. Look at her. She's still gonna go. She's still gonna try to double down on it, man. That's the thing, man. Sometimes you just gotta learn, like, oh fuck, he did kind of get me. Let me ease up.
Of what a black man is supposed to be.
Oh, no, that's cute.
No.
That was so.
Where's the bar in hell?
I love that.
Check it out. No kids out of wedlock. Super successful. Everybody around me is taken care of, and the majority of the people that work for me are women. So, if that be the case, and I have 0 children out of wedlock, and I've been married for over 2 decades, got married when I was 22 years old, how am I not the personification of what a man is supposed to be?
Because you call us stupid bitches every other week.
Wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Because
somebody,
you're unavailable.
Where's the
talking about you?
Somebody
like,
please bring this motherfucker some cookies and milk. Because I don't know what the fuck crap is over that.
Hold on. Let's take a deep breath. Hold on. Let's
They want me to be a pookie just like the men that they done been with.
But here's the thing. He's
I'm not
unavailable.
that.
He's talking about himself
No,
for
no,
a single
I'm
woman
talking-
like myself.
I'm-
You're unavailable. You're off the market.
I'm
You
a
don't count.
representation of
What
a
did
lot
you
of
just
these
tell
same-
us?
Let me tell you something.
You don't qualify.
I know a lot of these same dudes.
But see, that's the thing, man. Like, yeah, you're single and stuff, but this is like, man, if y'all change a little bit of y'all ways and what y'all think should be the priority for people, man, y'all would do good, man. But sometimes people so stuck in like how they grew up and don't want to adapt to become that adult, man. And it just it keeps you down and stuff because like the same dudes like that they probably still around that got an abundance of time with people to understand, they get bored easy. So it's just like, man, when you got 2 people with that similar mindset, they end up like, that's why they're always looking, because deep down inside, they know like this person ain't kind of shit, but this is what I'm too. So they looking for like somebody that got their shit together. So eventually when people start getting older, man, and they just get burnt out with like all you see a lot of females like, oh man, where all the good guys at? Why? They like, I got trauma, I dealt with all these bad experiences. This what it is, because it's like, since they don't have their shit together, they align with people that don't have their shit together, and then damn near they just go back and forth like a tit for tat, kind of do wrongdoing to each other, and then it just wears you out down. So eventually when they start hitting like later 30s, 40s and shit, it's like, all right, man, I want to get out there and find somebody that's good, that got their shit together, that's stable. And, it's like they playing catch up, but it's just like, the issue a lot of females don't understand is like dudes that do stuff the right way, focus on growth and stuff. Now they got they shit together, they got options. The mystique of like vagina ain't there no more. When you just start getting older, you just don't prioritize that no more. You done had it enough to where that, like I said, the mystique is gone. So when you hear a female like that, you could just hear it and you're just like, fuck that. I ain't even that's not even in my class that I deal with, the class of females and stuff. So that's where they don't understand. They're like, oh, where are all the good guys at? Them niggas is voiding y'all. Like, that's the reality. Cause it's just like, you could spot it, you understand it. You're like, you do your risk assessment. You're like, that ain't worth it. And you just keep it pushing, cause it ain't that, like I said, you got your stuff together, you stand out. So it's like a lot of times females that just don't understand what's going on. So they be getting bitter and shit about it. And they be projecting all that shit out. Like everybody need to follow suit the guys that you don't like no more. Like they need to still beat them. And that's what Anton's explaining to them.
Dudes in the audience, I'm a representation of what a lot of them is. I just so happen to have a microphone. That's the truth.
You don't qualify.
You think these niggas is multimillionaires?
Absolutely. Because some of them are.
They really are. Imaginary fake one.
And it ain't even about being a millionaire, because I never mentioned money. The thing that I'm talking about is being a good person. And most of y'all...
You just called them all stupid bitches 8 seconds ago, and now you a good person?
Now, most of y'all, as usual, have passed up on the man that is supposed to marry you. You have skipped over the guy, the good guy, and got with the people because...
Here's the thing.
Nope. The devil done had their way with y'all.
Here's the thing.
Oh my God.
No, wait.
Because somebody please come get this motherfucker across in a Bible, please.
The devil has had their way with them.
Let the married woman talk then. How about that?
First of all, I was married.
Let the married woman have a conversation real quick.
But you are projecting.
Projecting what?
You're projecting your experience as everybody else's.
No, I'm projecting good choices.
I hear you, but you're
good choices.
You're not the majority.
Yes, I am.
You know what's funny?
Not.
Hold on. You know what this
I'm
reminds
not the
me
majority of the men that y'all seek.
This reminds me of a meme. A meme.
Here's the issue I have with the whole majority, like, because people always say it to me too, like, oh man, well, you're the anomaly or something like that. And my thing is like, I don't understand why people want to group themselves so much. It's like, okay, well, if you're telling me everybody got these bad experiences, let me analyze like why. Yeah, I have those bad experiences, and goddamn it, I need to be the anomaly. I ain't trying to be a motherfucking loser. like I don't understand. I'm not saying like everything's guaranteed, but it's just like I don't understand why people always lump themselves into the majority all the time instead of like analyzing who's winning and start building them habits. I don't care if it's like business, like if you did sports, it's like, man, I ain't trying to be in a group with everybody if that shit is like bad results. So when people make that argument, I never understand it. It's like, yeah, like motherfucker, you ain't supposed to be the majority all the time. Like be the anomaly. Shit, build yourself different. Like even with guys, it's like when people are talking about like, oh man, we're average. It's like, man, separate yourself from the pack and that would solve a lot of your problems. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be 100%, but it's just like, man, if you start doing things differently, man, like you're gonna have like different outcomes. So yeah, I don't understand why she's making that point.
It was a meme of a girl in high school, a girl and a guy in high school.
How you gonna shame me?
Hold on, I'm not shaming you. I'm actually
I'm
about to bring you full circle. I got your back. Watch
perfect.
this. In the meme, they were in high school. When the nerd came up to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO executive and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking with the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then, making horrible ass decisions with grown ass niggas preying on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go. You didn't get no pussy in high school. You getting pussy now. Get over it, nigga.
And here's the problem with what she's breaking down. So it's like, yeah, y'all made some bad decisions and stuff, but what people don't understand a lot of times, it's like, man, everybody is not going to accept your bad decision making. So that's the issue. That's why, because there's enough females that didn't go that route and was messing with the drug dealers. So that kept their heads straight, you know, got good attributes, good characteristics. So that's what I'm saying. There's enough people think sometimes I think they think the world revolves around them. And so that's what I'm saying. They got like a self-centered mindset where they just they think like I said, the world revolves around them. They're the only people on the planet. And it's just like, man, there's a lot of females that didn't make bad decisions. So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, nah, there's a lot of good women, man. Y'all just probably got to change your scene. So like, you know, up in the DMV area, you know, New York, you know, California got some pockets. So it's just like, man, there's professional women, people in these areas. I don't know, like Denver and DMV area is rated high for physical fitness. People keeping themselves together. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they're willing to work with people, you know, with men. They don't have that mentality. Oh, you got to do all this. And that's what I'm saying. You go to different spots, man. You start seeing women that ain't bitter and dealt with all that trauma and shit. And that's where they don't realize it's like, yeah, you made bad decisions. I feel bad for you, but I'm damn sure not going to pull you in my life and stuff. I don't have to deal with that. Like vice versa. Like if there was a guy that made a bunch of bad decisions and shit, I wouldn't expect no females to like that have they stuff together to pull that in their life. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, what do you think that guy should say if he did holler at you when you was young, when y'all were younger and shit, and you kind of pushed him to the side and stuff, made a bunch of bad decisions. Now he's up. He shouldn't even look twice at your ass. So how you gonna be kind of mad at that? Like, oh, get over it. Nah, hell nah, don't get over none of that shit. Because he used that stuff as motivation to get him to that next peak. So instead of sitting there being all bitter and mad that he got rejected and stuff, like, nah, he did what you do what you're supposed to do when you face any form of rejection. Like whether you don't get on a high school team and shit, it's like, man, you go back, you practice, you get on that team and you ball out. But it's same thing in life. It's just like, man, nah, use that stuff as motivation and keep pushing it. And man, eventually you're gonna align with like people that's on the same trajectory as you. So that's what they like, oh, y'all need to go over that and come back and accept this. Like, hell nah. Fuck that.
Absolutely. Because how many times do you hear men bring up, but what about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
Get the fuck over
it was right. It wasn't right then. It is not right now. And she wasn't the one who was responsible for making it right. He was the older guy.
They can make more
take
excuses.
Some accountability.
They can have as many excuses as they want. I say, God save me from y'all.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm still the biggest to dream about. So we can talk all day about certain topics.
Projection.
You guys can't sit here and say
guys that they want to try to shame for making good decisions.
Mm-hmm. No one's shaming you.
You're not shaming good decisions.
You're not shaming me.
I'm not shaming good decisions.
No one's shaming them for their decision making.
I don't feel shame.
It's actually quite the opposite. You're shaming people for making bad decisions.
Why do they keep
in the
talking
past?
over me? Why do they keep talking over me? Remember this, and this goes for the women too.
And again, man, if you made bad decisions, what you got to realize, like every female didn't make the same decision with you, which shows like they used some logic in their decision making. So it's like, man, people can change and stuff, but like I said, everybody ain't do what you guys did. So I think sometimes people is like, man, like I said, they lump everybody into like their own situation, personal situations and stuff. So nah, it's like, hell nah, everybody ain't gonna accept your shit. Nah, damn it. Like, because there's a mindset that comes with that. If y'all play this back and hear yourselves, man, you could probably catch it if if you're not in your feelings and stuff. It's just like, man, y'all sound like dudes, man. Like,
but I'm speaking to my guys. Anytime that you find yourself in a situation where you dodged somebody that you thought was for you but really wasn't, that's God protecting you.
Absolutely.
That go for women too.
Whenever you raise your standards, fellas, remember, it's not that you got to have a lot of options. You just got to find the best one for you.
Yeah, and that's facts right there. Like I said, man, it's all about balance. I don't knock dudes that I know some dudes that got rosters and stuff, but they know how to do their time management. You know, they still successful. They ain't out here like blowing all their checks and, you know, sacrificing their future and stuff like that. So shout out to them dudes. But like I said, most guys can't do it. If you, the reality is, man, you look behind you pull back the curtain, man, they ain't got no retirement saved. They lacking in their careers and stuff, you know, and so they just like pretty much blowing their whole future to chase women and stuff. So yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, it's about juggling and making yourself successful. So a lot of guys, like I said, man, I'm shit been married 20 years. I ain't trying to have no roster. I ain't got the patience for no multiple females like that. And I'm damn sure ain't gonna be like tricking off all my bread on no females, man. So I'm just not built for it. So when people always ask me, I'm like, hey, you ain't never gonna catch me with a roster because I ain't never been no trick, and I be damned if I'm gonna be paying chicks bills just so they could be around me and I could be validated by other men. I don't need that validation. I get my validation from success. So there's that pocket of guys like me and Anton and them that's man, I'd rather be successful and rich versus like have all these like fake females around and pretend that they like me and shit and be like just draining my pockets. They ain't gonna be me. So but all right, y'all, I just wanted to touch this one real quick. It was a good clip, man. I think there was like a bunch of layers in that. And hopefully, man, people, when they start seeing breakdowns, man, it really is, a lot of people are lost. So they ain't going to change or they're already too far gone. But it's just like, man, when people look at men or women, it's just like, damn, maybe I do need to maneuver different, man, so I get better outcomes. So that's why a lot of us do these lives and stuff. But all right, y'all, man, I'm out of here. Peace.